And it's Friday night. Hello, everybody. Allyson and
One.
I are back. And just as it says in the chat, if you're watching back too on playback, Peter and Carolyn were feeling under the weather today and they wouldn't be able to make it. So we're sending them lots of love and healing light and hugs and wish them the very best. I know I wish I could do that with mine where all the little
I always
hearts
have
come
to
out.
fix it.
So I know
There we
your
go.
thumb works.
There we go. Yeah, my thumb works kind of sometimes.
Well, a little thing pops up. So we love you, Peter, Carolyn. We hope you feel better
Yeah, much love
soon.
to you guys. If you are watching or watch this on the playback or
Yeah,
whatever.
lots of love to you. And at the end of my last show with Jonathan a couple hours ago, we all sent lots of love and healing light and everything from chat
Oh,
and from Jonathan and I to y'all. So hopefully you feel better. And so we got a couple lurkers, unless there's one lurker. Hi, lurker. I see a number one up
I
there.
can't see. Oh, you know what? I'm on if anybody's watching or will be watching, I'm on a MacBook. My son's home for school, and so I snagged his MacBook, and then I have my phone here, so I'll actually be able to look at the chat for once. So if anybody does come on, Earl's here, Earl
Hey,
Rule,
Earl.
and hey Earl.
You just
And
arrived in North Carolina. Well, I'm glad you had a good trip, a
oh,
safe
nice.
trip.
Whereabouts?
Whereabouts,
Thinking
Earl?
about doing some showing up in North Carolina. Me and my man.
Ooh. Well,
I don't know how
hello,
soon, but we're
Fatima.
tossing that idea around for an eventual move somewhere south, Tennessee, North Carolina, something like that.
And here we go. Notifications must be dropping. Hello, Karen,
Hi,
Care
Care
Bear.
Bear.
And Karen's birthday
Daddy
is
Mom.
actually this Sunday. She's going to be with Jeff and I for our poetry and cards. So,
Nice.
um, sending out the happy early birthdays to Karen. He is in Raleigh and Nightdale, the Raleigh
Oh,
Nightdale.
Raleigh,
And then he said Nightdale.
Nightdale.
And Karen says she's cool. She's in South Carolina.
Nice. I've been to South. Well, it's an entire state. I've been
Mm.
to. I spent time at Surfside Beach. That's South Carolina, I believe. Yeah, Surfside Beach and Myrtle Beach.
And I'm asking Jeff, what does KGU mean? Hi, Jeff. But he put KGU. I'm not sure what that means.
I see that. I don't know. That might have been
There's so many.
garbled to something.
There's so many.
Hey, Jeff.
ATM, LOL.
Oh, it's nice to be
Shaking
able
my
to see
head.
the chat. I can never see the chat, so it's nice. And I need to get with the program. I was just telling how they're backstage. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna break down and buy
I have
something.
an iPad.
I'm
And I
such
think
a
Gerald used an iPad
yeah,
too.
and I know a lot of people are like, oh, an iPad. It's like I like iPad. I hate to even mention this person, but my ex past another lifetime within this lifetime had a couple of them, and I really liked them. I liked the iPads. I thought they were fun. I
Yep.
liked how it's all you can move it around. It's little and it doesn't flip open and you can hold it. And it's just I don't know. I don't it's somewhat limited, but the things it was limited with didn't affect me and what I do. So I
Yep.
think iPads are great.
And Karen says, I'm in the mountains.
Nice.
And
Nice. Which is where we will land, wherever we end up going.
yeah,
Yes,
Nancy's
for
in
sure.
South
That's
Carolina.
actually
She's
the
near
whole point
Asheville.
is to be in the
Hmm.
mountains. So
And Ginger's not far from her, about an hour's away. So y'all can be YouTube buddies, living next state to state. You be all neighbors. And
yeah.
hello,
Hi, Ramon.
Ramon. Yeah, Ramon was all like,
Hope
"What
you're
are you and
feeling
Allison
better,
going to talk
sweetheart. I
about?"
saw online you were under the weather.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling too good the other day. And when Jonathan and I were on, he was like, "What you and Allison going to talk about?"
I don't know.
Allison, we thought we had an idea. Um,
Heather said I had an idea the other day, but for the life of me, I'm having a
had an
senior
idea.
moment. I'm like, oh, I don't remember what that
But
was.
you got such
I
a
really
busy
don't.
life right now with,
I don't remember
wife
even
being
saying that
home
to you.
and
I
work.
believe you, but I don't
Mhm.
remember what it was.
So we
Don't know.
figure something will pop up.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like Sunday poetry, throw us a prompt.
Oh
But
Jesus.
I did bring two decks. I brought my Hush, and Ginger says she can't wait till when school's all out and she's settled She says, I want to set up a play date with you and Allyson. We can play with the Hush. I said, okay,
Oh
sounds
yeah,
good
that'd
to
be
me.
fun.
And
Yeah.
I also brought my Mystic palette. So if we decide to do a collective or we do some minis, those are right there at hand. So how was your week? I haven't talked to you really this week. What's going on besides work? Wyatt. Uh-oh.
My son is here, which is fabulous. I love having my son home. He'll be here for another week, and then he takes off. He goes back to Cali, and then spends some time there with his dad, and then they're going to drive to Arizona, which is where my son lives for school. I actually
you right.
own property there, and so they're going to do the drive together in the Jeep and blah blah blah.
I miss Flagstaff.
Work has been a lot. Next week is the last week of school. First Monday, Tuesday are normal school days, and then they've got like actually that's not even true. They're having finals, so I'm gonna have a weird schedule Monday and Tuesday, even though it's a regular day for the other grades and blah blah blah. The school week ends, school year ends on Thursday, so next week's gonna be kind of nutty, and then it's all over. Today was like, I won't even go into it, but today was not great. Just being perfectly honest. And
well, thanks for showing up.
Actually, this was the highlight of the day. Well, actually, a couple of things happened. I mean, I could go into some of that. One thing that happened this afternoon, which was very sad, and this is one of the things, and I won't go on and on about the whole saga of being a school bus driver, but I killed some animals this week. Completely unavoidable. And it's like, yeah, I think it was Tuesday morning. I had 2 robins that they do that whole weird mating thing in the air together, 2 birds, that whole thing. And they spiraled right in front of my bus. Like there was no, like it just happened. Okay, great. And then today I was on, I have a child that I only pick up a couple days a week. He lives way out in the sticks. For whatever reason, they gave me him and I just take him. Anyways, I was way, way out. It's a gorgeous back road. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Squirrel ran out of nowhere. Just literally ran right underneath my bus. No, boom, it's over.
That feels awful. I've been.
It does. It feels terrible. And it's like, and I know there's nothing I can do about it, but it's still, it rattles me and it upsets me and makes me feel bad. And it's just no fun. And it's so weird though. It's like, I've been seeing animals. We're deep in springtime now, right? So I've been seeing dead animals on the road all over the place.
Lot here too.
A very,
same here.
Rural area, even though like a lot of it is, it's kind of both. But anyways, there's a lot of animals that you see on the sides of the roads, and I've been pretty fortunate. And then this week, 2 birds just the other day, and then today a squirrel, and it just sucks. I hate it. And then I almost got, well, again, they come at me. They come at the bus. This morning, actually, it was this morning, 2 little whitetail rabbits really close to my bus, and then they got wise. They're like, oh, and then they went the correct way away. Anyways, it's upsetting. I will share something really quick if I can. This is completely unrelated to what I was talking about. Today's actually, ironically, as weird as it's been, and there's been numerous weird things that have happened today. I won't even go into it. None of it like bad, except for what I just mentioned. And then my partner, boyfriend, whatever, who I'm very close to, obviously has had a lot of weird things happen in his day too. But interestingly enough, the date today is important. A very, very dear friend of mine, he died in 2001. Actually, the night that my son was conceived is the night that he died. And his name was Adam. And today would have been Adam's 58th birthday. And he is greatly, dearly missed. He died July 28th, 2001. And he was born June 7th, 1966. And he was absolutely a Gemini. And we are right in new moon for Gemini. yeah, so today was his birthday and he came through loud and clear. I absolutely had message from spirit through him today. And I can explain it and say what happened if you want. Okay.
I would love
So
to hear it.
I'm going to throw back just a little bit. So years and years and years ago, I'm going to say 2003. He'd been gone about 2 years at that point. I went on a cruise with my ex-husband, and it was a psychic voyage cruise with Hay House, and it was Sylvia Brown and Colette Baron Reed and blah, 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 right?
Ooh.
And John Holland was there. And I was there, and I was getting a so when you go on the psychic cruise, or how they used to do anyways, you were there on the cruise, but you also were like a regular cruise, but you had a special lineup of stuff that you got to do that nobody else did, right? Because you were there for the salons, as they called them. So on the cruise days, there would be one, if not two events that you would privately attend, closed door, right? So there'd be like one or two or however many hundred people in there, big auditoriums, really cool. So anyways, we were at one of these events, and it was in the evening time, I remember, and John Holland was on stage, and he's a medium, amazing medium. And he had already done a bunch of readings for people, just starts talking, and then comes to you out of the audience or points you out or whatever. So we're just sitting there watching, and he said, I don't remember exactly, and I'd be lying if I said that I did, but this is basically how it went. So we're sitting there, and he starts I do remember most of it, but I don't remember it word for word, of course. How could I? So we're sitting there, and he says, okay. And they sit there for a second, and he's like, I have somebody's grandmother here. And then he says, she's showing me this huge monarch butterfly. Huge. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, okay, that's interesting. And I'll tell you why in a minute, right? Mm-hmm. And then he says a couple other things. I don't remember what they were. Again, I'm not going to improvise. And then he says, he has a grandfather with him who came through with the grandmother. And he says, I'm blind in one eye. I can't see. I have one eye. And then he said something else. I don't remember what it was. And he said, Jay. I've got Jay. They're both Jay. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God. And I even tell John. John's sitting right next to me. That's my ex-husband at the time. And I'm like, put my arm up. John's all looking at me. We didn't know. We've been married for years, but you don't know everything about every fine detail about your spouse. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily. Not after only been married, 4 years at that point. Anyways. And he says, does this mean something to you? And I'm like, yep. And then he's like, all right, get her the microphone, and they pass the mic back, passes it all the way back to me. And then a couple things about the grandparents. He says, how do you identify with this? And I told him, I says, my grandmother had a massive monarch butterfly painting in her living room. My entire upbringing, it's now in my sister's living room. I'm covered in goosebumps. And she's got it now. And her husband, that's my grandma, Ginny. And her husband, my grandfather, Jay, lost his eye, got as he said, a switch in his eye when he was a child. And he only had one eye. And he's Jay, Jay. Jay. He's John. He goes by Jay. And he's like, yep, this is you, and blah, 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 whatever. And then he says, I can't remember, and I'd be lying. He said something. I don't remember what it was. And he said, he made a couple points referencing how Adam, my friend that we're long-winded point getting to, talking about how he died, which I won't go into here just because it's private. And it wasn't suicide or anything, or I'm not supposed to say it. It wasn't unaliving, whatever. Sorry. And it wasn't anything like that, but it was kind of private what ended up happening. And so he said he comes through and he wanted you to know that nothing was intentional, and this, that, he said a couple other things. And my ex-husband, I'm not going to say he wasn't a believer, but this was all my thing, right? And he was just there because he loved me to death, and he always supported me with everything. And he was great that way. And he says, the message comes through, he wants to tell, he goes, who's that next to you? And I said, that's my husband. And he goes, okay. He says, well, and I'd already identified Adam by name. And he says, Adam says he likes the motorcycle. My ex had just bought a Ducati like 6 months before our trip.
Wow.
And he said, good job. Cool. Good job on what did he say, on the paint? Because he was undecided between black and flat black and like this gunmetal color, blah, blah, blah. It was this big old thing. And he knew about it. And he told him that. And John's just like, sitting there with his mouth.
Everyone's looking at me.
I mean, I'm all in. I know this is real. I knew this guy was a great medium, whatever. And I'm just,
I never heard of him, I don't think.
And then he goes, and then he said something about John didn't do so well at the tables last night because John had gone down and gambled after I went to bed, and he lost a few $100, whatever. And Adam had seen him do it. It was hilarious.
He got called out.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, so that was super cool. But then the best part, and I'm getting to the end here, the best part was he said, okay, he says, he said he wants you to know, this is telling me, that he rides with you in the car and he plays music for you. And I was just like, oh my God. And I already suspected that. Why? Because often, and I love music and all that, but I'm not when I'm in the car, I don't usually play music, which sounds weird probably to a lot of people, but I really don't. But almost always at that point, anyways, when I would turn on the radio, Bruce Springsteen, AC/DC, something that Adam always listened to would come on, and I would sing and I would turn it up and it'd be really loud and whatever, and I didn't usually do that anyways. He was letting me know that he rides in the car with me. He goes, and this was John Holland saying this, he goes, I'll tell you, he goes, I have something for you. He's talking to me. He's like, I have something for you. He says, can you come down here to the stage, which was like way down the stage. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I went down there. And he reached out when I got to the stage, and he's way up high, and I reached up, he handed me this and said I could go back to my seat. And I still had the microphone. He back had sat down, and I looked, and I didn't really know what it was at first because it kind of looked like a charm. And then I untangled it and looked at it. It was kind of like what a Christmas ornament sort of looks like, but it's an angel with a pearl. There's no face. It's just the pearl is the face. And then there's like metal and then like a,
I've seen it. Okay. Yeah.
It has a couple crosses hanging and a couple crosses and a dove hanging off these little tiny chains. And he says, I was in the gift shop. I don't remember if he said today or yesterday on the ship. He said, and I had to buy this. He says, spirits all buy this, buy this, buy this. You're going to need this. Get this, get this, get this. It was Adam. It's saying that he's my guardian angel and he's always there with me. He always rides in the car with me. He'll keep me safe, this, that, and the third. And he gave it to me. It's still in my car to this day. It's on my rearview mirror. It's there every single day. And so coming back now, here we are, flash forward. I've had lots of things that have happened with him over the years. Today, this morning, actually yesterday, I got home from work and my engine light came on right as I was coming home from work, which never happens. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay. And I called my man. He doesn't act as a mechanic, but he's a head mechanic and he oversees like a whole, he's like the, what do you call it? The
supervisor.
Yeah. He's a service manager. Anyways, at a big outfit, whatever. He's been there almost 30
years. Good to
years.
have.
So I call him. He knows everything, right? I'm telling him, he's asking me a million questions, whatever. He's like, you're fine. Go ahead and drive it. Bring it in tomorrow. And we'll run a diagnostics on it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. So this morning I got up and today is Adam's birthday. I got up and I kept getting this, check your oil, check your oil, check your oil, check your oil. Well, your oil on my car, usually, not always, there's a lot of things that can set this alarm off. Blah, 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 blah. Check your oil, check your oil, check your oil. Fine. So I checked my oil. I do know how to do it, right? And I texted Anthony that I was doing this because we both get up at the crack of dawn. And I went ahead and did it. And it was a little low, little bit, not a lot, but it was a little bit low. And I also noticed that my coolant looked low, a little bit low. Okay, fine. So I'm texting all this to Anthony, whatever. And so he's like, yeah, you're okay. Go ahead. He's like, show me the picture. And so I showed him what the dipstick looked like, blah, blah, blah. I had one thing of synthetic 5W20, I think it is. It might be 30, I think it's 20. Anyways, whatever. Go ahead and put it in. He's like, I don't think you need to put it all in there, but go ahead. So I did. And then I went to work. As soon as I got to work, which I have a very short drive to work, I noticed, felt, whatever, look at your tire. Look at your tires. Tires, 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 tires. It's like, oh my God. I get out and I look. My driver rear tire was low. So I have an engine light on and my driver rear tire was low. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. So I go into, or I go and work because I have to. I'm already at work. And then when I'm get done and I get in my car and I'm going to see, Anthony, I got the whole go get air first. We go get Anthony or go see Anthony. Go get air first. Go get air first. Well, there's nowhere to go get air for free because I'm a cheap ass. It's like, I'm just going to drive there and I won't go the freeway. I'll go the side street and whatever. And so go get air. Like sometimes my guides really come through. Usually stuff is pretty quiet. I'm so in my head. And other times it's like coming
you actually
out
hear it in your ear.
Kind of. It's like this booming. It's louder than normal, but it's still quiet, which is kind of weird because, your ego's loud, right? Your guys are quiet. Well, again, it's Adam's birthday. I'm hearing this very concentrated, whatever. And I'm not saying, I don't know. I can't say for certain. Anyways, I'll finish. So I went and got air. Fine. I went out of my way. I went to Bell Tire. They have a fabulous setup and it's all free and it's really nice and whatever. And it was low, low, low. I have low profile tires, so you can't really tell. It was almost at 50%. It was really low PSI. It was not good. I should not, but I wasn't going to get on the freeway. So it probably would have been safe, but I could have damaged my tire maybe or whatever. I get there. He brings me right in, runs a full diagnostic on it, puts it up on the hoist, does all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. They put a plug in my tire. It needed a plug. And it was actually the very slightly low oil made the thing go off. And what else? There was something else. And then I had noticed this weird rattling underneath my car, but it was very slight and tinny and whatever. I had something or other pan, whatever, and there's like some sort of, I'm being such a girl right now, and there's like a band, whatever, it was breaking, and so it was making noise because the pan thing was jiggling. So he replaced that and fixed it all for me really quick. And it's kind of funny because he doesn't ever do any of this physical stuff, but I roll up in there and he does all this stuff to my car, and I'm on my way.
Look at him, I'm doing that.
I know.
Yeah. I love it.
And so and he had the boy do my tire and this, that, whatever, but the thing up on the hoist, he got under there and he did it really quick and whatever. And the diagnostic, he's like, I don't understand this. And he's looking at it and he's like, everything's fine. He's going through, there was like nothing. The only thing that was on there was that the oil was just a little tiny bit. And he goes, that's so weird. He goes, you almost never see that. He's like, it has to be like really low. And he's like, it was just marginal. In fact, once I put that 1 quart in, it actually took me above full. I said, well, do we need to take some out? He's like, no, it's fine. It's like, it's not way over anything. You're good, and whatever. And then I kept thinking about Adam. I'm like, it's Adam's birthday. I've been thinking about him a lot lately. And I wouldn't have noticed the tire if the whole thing with the engine light hadn't happened. He told me he'd always keep me safe. He'd always watch me in my car. He's always there with me. And there was not a damn thing wrong with my car. And all those lights were on, because there were like 3 lights that had to be cleared at the garage. There's also
Jeez.
a connection with Anthony, because when Anthony and I met up and first had our connection, whatever, it was on July 28th last year, which is Adam's death anniversary. It was that day. There is a connection somehow. I don't know what it is, but Adam,
he brought you two together.
He's orchestrated, been a part of. I don't know. And I'd be lying if I said I knew what's going on, but there's a connection. Today meant something. It was all connected. My car's fine. My car's fine.
But if those lights didn't go off though, Allyson, and then you didn't notice your air, something might have happened on that interstate.
I was supposed to go and which I would, like, anytime anything goes with my car, I get it looked at immediately. I don't mess around. And but I just thought that was so cool. And today's Adam's birthday. And then so I'm telling Anthony some of this while we're standing there. And I'm like, I'll fill you in on all the details later, which will actually be tomorrow, because he's at his kid's soccer game tonight. So he's not coming over till morning. But anyways, he had a busy day today, just like I did. So we've just chatted a little bit since this morning when I was there. So I get in my car to leave. This is the finale. I get in my car to leave, and I turn on the radio, of course, because anytime I'm thinking about Adam, I do. And it was just some random whatever song. I don't even know. It didn't mean anything. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I just start driving. Then, of course, there's going to be another song that comes on. I'm getting covered in goosebumps again. It comes on. It's Kiss, Detroit Rock City. We went to the Kiss concert together. It was one of the last things we did together. Detroit Rock City is a reference to me, because I'm in Michigan now. And we were at the Kiss concert, and it was a big deal. And it was just a trip. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I only had the radio on for a minute. It's a short drive to my house from the service station, and Detroit Rock City comes on, and it's Kiss. Yeah. And I was just like, you've got to be Kiss. So anyways, it's been very cool. Lots and lots of Adam references today. There's been others as well. Just
sorry for your loss, honey.
And
it's hard to lose people.
It's okay. And thank you. It's been a long time. And my son is named Wyatt Adam. After him. Again, he died the night Wyatt was conceived. There's just so many little connections.
Yeah.
He watches over my son. So, but anyways, I just had to share that. And very, very, awesome. Very special friend. And he's dearly missed. So. But he pops up, man. And my sister's a medium, and he didn't even know my sister. And he comes around, and he not as much now, but he used to come around and kind of rattle her chain a little bit, especially in the beginning. And today I actually texted her. I'm like, oh, I said, it's Adam's birthday. And she says, yeah, he was here yesterday. And I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. And so I said, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, because I got a bunch of stuff going on today. So I'm sure he popped in somehow to her, because I think that's cool. The thing. And then I'll just say this really quick. When people are mediums and they are quite good, and if they know, or when spirit knows, they will show themselves to you, especially if there's a connection, or if they know the message is going to get to you or whatever. I mean, I do pick up on him. But it's more like obvious stuff. Whereas like my sister, she just gets stuff.
She can see
get stuff. Well,
she
smells, she hears, she feels, she doesn't see, she refuses to see. I think she could see, she just won't allow it. And it kind of freaks her out. And
I'm sure it could be scary. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish she's got a lot more, her and I are very different. I mean, we're the same, but we're also very different. Like, I would be totally embracing this if I was her. Yeah. I think
my sister can see, but she doesn't want anything to do with it either.
Right.
And completely cut it off.
She's something that happens with my sister a lot is that, and sometimes she knows who, and sometimes she doesn't. She's asked for this not to happen, but it still does happen sometimes. She will be, and I think it's because of the water, she'll be standing at the sink. in the kitchen doing dishes. And you know how you get kind of, or at least I do this too, but maybe it's because I'm her sister. And I don't know if you do this or anybody else does this. You get kind of meditative when you're standing there doing dishes, right? It's very mundane. It's very relaxing. I mean, nobody really likes to do dishes, or I don't, but it's just something you do every single day.
Shan does them for me.
I can't stand having anything dirty in the kitchen. So I'm always washing dishes. You know, it's just something I do. And my sister is, she's pretty much like that too, but she'll get like she'll feel something on her shoulder or something touch her back, or she'll occasionally get like on the cheek, her neck, which she can't stand. And I don't blame her. I don't want anybody touching me.
That's where that thing will go after me. And
it's nothing weird or no, it's nothing like that. But she doesn't want to be touched. It freaks her out. I guess I can kind of understand that. But from what she's getting, I don't know why she really cares. But again, we're different people. Yeah. So, and she feels like that's on the other side of the family, my grandma, my grandpa, my mom's parents. My grandpa always had a thing about hair. So he would always touch your hair. And he was bald. He went bald pretty young, and so he would
always. I had that much hair. Like Shan says that to me.
Like grab your hair. And he was one we called the Buddha, because he's just one of the sweetest people I've ever known in my life. Yeah, my grandpa was awesome. And but anyways, yeah, so she gets stuff like that, and she smells things. She just knows stuff. She just like not stuff like knowing, but like she'll just she will hear my mom laugh. Like if my mom sends her something like a knowing or a message or whatever, and then as soon as she knows my sister got it, she'll hear my mom laugh, like like you got it kind of thing. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wish I could kind of have those experiences. That's pretty darn cool.
It is. It is.
We have had some people joining us, and Jane the Seeker is here with us, dropping by.
Hey,
she was sharing that she had a couple of her favorite animals, the hawks, in the squirrel versus the car. So she had her own experiences too.
Yeah, chipmunks too. I haven't killed any, I don't think, but man, they are all over the place, running in front of the bus constantly. And those guys are hard to miss because they're so stinking cute and they're like this big. They're fast though, at least.
They are. Nalani was sharing that she actually channeled Sylvia Brown through automatic writing.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool. And the 25th is her birthday. So she says if we take questions later, she would love like a birthday message. So I don't see why not. Sue Toffee dropped in to say hello. Sue. She's work lurking. So thanks for popping in. And we've also had, let me go back to the live. We've had Teresa Hadarian join us. Nancy at Crohn's Intuition. Miss Tarot D is here also. And Jackie's Crystal Moon is not feeling well, so she's up late and hanging out with us. So Jackie girl, I hope you feel better soon, my dear. So yeah, it's like 1:00 in the morning your time, so you must not be feeling good, girl. So let's see. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. I couldn't go up any further. Like I said, Teresa's here. Ange is here popping in to say hello. So I think, and there's Beth. Beth just popped in. Hello, my dear. And Earl had something to share with us. This is interesting. I had my car checked before I left and my maintenance light came on. Needed an oil change and had my tires rotated. So it's interesting that, you're telling the story and he just had to do that. He said his drive was like 13 hours that he drove straight. So that's quite the trip. So, all righty. Yep. Earl's here. We saw you, dude. We know you're here, buddy. Thanks for joining us. And I think we are all caught up with.
And I saw Ange, Roots and Waves.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if you said that. I didn't hear it. Okay.
Yep. That's Ange. And Medea. And so
hi,
yeah. Miss Tarot D is here. So we've got a nice little group hanging out with us. I just feel wish you feel better, Jackie, soon. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, you poor thing.
Sorry,
Um,
babe.
yeah.
So is Ramon feeling better then?
Um, I believe so. I think
Okay.
Ramon popped in earlier.
He did.
He
I just
did.
didn't know
I
if he
haven't
actually
seen
was sick or if he just had a sore throat and he's feeling better. So
when I asked him yesterday or the day before. He says, I'm up to 70%." So he
that's
goes, "I'm
good.
doing better." So I haven't seen him, send anything else or say anything. So, um, sending healing energy to anyone who will accept it. Oh, thank you, Nalani. And talking about Ramon and Miss Tarot D, Ramon is starting a new segment on his channel. He will be doing a live. It's a show called In Orbit, where he interviews and has on other readers. And his very first guest is the Miss Lovely Miss Tarot D. So
Oh,
that's tomorrow, I believe, Miss Tarot D,
nice.
7 o'clock. I know you've already put that
Eastern
in chat
Standard.
before. Oh yeah, he's going to be okay, Miss Tarot D. He said just a little bit of a sore throat. He's still going to work, and I said make sure you take care of yourself, and he says he is. So, oh, Jackie's stomach is in bits. Oh,
Oh, I'm
maybe
sorry.
ate something wrong, Jackie. Something bad. It happens. Or we just go out, we pick up crap that seems to be, still out and about. So, wow. Yep. And for people popping in, yes, Carolyn and Peter were supposed to be here, but they're not feeling well either. So, it's Allyson and I tonight. Oh, I don't want to hear anything about a sore throat. I got freaking cancer and I'll be there. Oh my God. Ooh, that's sass. Well, now, Ramon, if you're lurking, you know, I like to see Oh, and Jonathan is also here too. Aloha, Jonathan. I couldn't go back up all the way. And yeah, I had a fun show with Jonathan today. We were talking about the Queen of Pentacles. So that was fun. We were sharing all of our favorite Queen of Pence cards. And I shared, of course, my hush. I had to share my new hush. Yes, snap. Most definitely, Beth. Oh, thank you, Ange. And there's the link for anybody who wants to click on that really quick and hit the notification so that
Nice.
you're reminded that they are on. And Jackie, Ramon got told. Yes, he did. So, but yeah, it's been I'm amazed how fast the weeks go now. It's Monday and it's like, oh, a whole week, and next thing you know, it's like, oh my God, it's Friday. Um, I did have a wonderful personal reading yesterday with the lovely Val, Dragonfly Crystals, and
Nice.
she was amazing. Everybody really. Val is an excellent reader, and I'm going to give her some thumbs up and some credit here. So, if anybody is looking to have a tarot reading with Val, um, she comes highly recommended. So it was a
Oh, you had a
great
tarot reading?
tarot and talk, yeah. So,
Oh,
yep, it was nice. So, it goes on Zoom, and if you like, she records it for you to watch on playback. So, yeah, I just love Val's energy.
and
I
I can
really do.
attest to that as well. I had an amazing reading from Val about a year ago. And
And I
every
told her that too.
single thing that she prophesized for me has already come to pass.
And that feels good
All of
because she told me some wonderful stuff about Oregon and stuff yesterday. So, and I did tell Val, I go, you really came highly recommended by Allyson. She says you are really,
Oh,
in touch and so I said Allyson couldn't say, enough good things about you. And she was like, and you know how she's like, oh, and then she looks like she blushes a little bit, but I said no, so
the thing I
anybody.
like about Val is,
Mhm.
and it's real, she is consistently happy, positive, and upbeat. You never hear her groaning, bitching, whining about anything. And I'm sure she's human like the rest of
Mhm.
us, but
Oh
I
yeah.
love the light that she is, and it's real.
It's
And
authentic.
she's an amazing reader. When she read for me, it was just boom. And it was just a few minutes. And she was like, this, and it was all accurate and it all happened. And it was just freaking
Very
amazing.
cool. So Val just got 2 validations
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
her,
She's
and
the
she's
real
got
deal.
classes coming up too. Mediumship classes with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. Her and Allie are going to be doing mediumship classes together coming up. I know she does them also with Gerald, and she
I'm
does
just grabbing my
Akashic.
cards.
And so, yeah. So she comes highly recommended. We are at 8:42. So Nalani, we will be happy to do a birthday read for you. So if anybody wants a reading, just remember again, Allyson and I don't do political or third party. When it comes to health and finances, like legal stuff, we don't, because we're not, licensed professionals in those. Um, she needs to donate half her hair to me. I know, Beth, right? She's got the most gorgeous natural. You can't get really that nice red in a box. You know, you can try,
Her
but
hair is real
yes.
in every way. Yeah.
So,
It's all real.
and Jonathan came back again. Aloha, everyone who said hello to me. I'm watching on the TV. So, all righty. And thanks again, Jonathan, for a great show. I had a wonderful afternoon with you talking about the Queen of Pentacles. So I let everybody know that we can take questions. Of course, the typical no political, third party, and you and I are not, professionals and doctors and legal, but anybody wants a spirit message
It would be
or
great to read for somebody we haven't read for before, just being honest. There's a lot of readings for the same people over and over and over.
Yes.
I like to read on people that I don't know anything about them, honestly. And I'm just being honest. And I don't mean that mean. I'll read for whoever Heather wants to read for, but I personally like to read for people that I don't know anything about you. A real just reading, like cold. I don't know anything.
All right. Well, we have a couple for us. I don't typically get to read for Nalani. That's Hypnicity. She says, I'll be 64 on the 25th. Again, happy early birthday, Nalani. Do my guides have any messages for me? And then I have one. I've got you, Earl, for guidance from Spirit. So let me just go ahead and hear and unstar the comments.
Showing my cute little crow candle.
I know.
I showed it last week, didn't I?
Yes,
yeah,
he's adorable.
So that's my buddy.
Oh, and also earlier, Earl gave you a heads up if you guys do travel anytime soon to North Carolina to watch for the I-95. I guess there's construction or something going on.
Oh, thank you. We're not going. I wish we were going that soon. We're not going that soon, babe. But thank you for letting me know.
Teresa, another birthday coming up. We have another Gemini. No, wait a minute, the 27th. No, you'll be Cancer. But yeah, we haven't read for you in a long time. So, all righty, we got some new peeps coming in for.
And tonight. I didn't know, and it's fine. I didn't know we were going to read tonight, so I might not be quite as on as I normally am because I do my whole. I mean, I already called in protection, but I didn't do my whole spiel. But that's okay.
If you want to do your spiel, I can go ahead first.
No, I don't like to do it on the fly, but I can. It's fine. It's all good.
And Jonathan says he loves that.
Worst case scenario, I'll be wrong.
Yes, that's a cool crow. That is a cool, because Jonathan's name Dracorvid. That's for dragon and for the corvid birds. He loves the magpies, the ravens, the crows.
So do I.
So he absolutely loves that candle.
Yep. And another favorite of mine that doesn't get nearly enough attention, but it's more of a songbird, is the red-winged blackbird. I love red-winged blackbirds. Their song is so pretty. And we've got several different tiny little wetland areas here, and they're just a bunch of red-winged blackbirds, and they have the prettiest song. Those of you that know, when you hear a red-winged blackbird, that's what you're hearing. It's so pretty. What are we doing right now?
Hypnicity. She's right up there on the screen.
64 on the 25th. Do my guides have any messages for me?
So we have two Cancers in the.
For a second.
And for Nalani, for your birthday, woo! I'm going to be using the Mystic Palette Tarot. That's the one that's calling to me. I have my Hush Tarot and my Mystic Palette. So, usually I do. Well, I'm being flippers for you tonight, jumpers. So, okay. Let's see what we get here. Okay. So, Nalani, my dear, I'm just going to take your name down really quick so I can show you the cards. I've got the Two of
I'll be a minute because I just dropped my whole deck on the floor.
Yeah, we can't read those many cards. It's like, boom. Hi, Marby. My name is Dracovid. Yep, Dracovid is one I made by adding Draco and Corvid into a single word. That is very cool. Who's having rotisserie check-in? Oh, Miss Tarot D. You're too much, Miss Tarot D. Hello, Kristen Louise. Thank you for being here. So hypnicity. Two of Pentacles. Girl, you've been juggling a lot of stuff recently. Juggling responsibilities. You know, there's the time on her hip. It's like you're trying to balance time doing this, doing that, trying to find time, you know, to basically with the Pentacles, um, money, finances, yes, trying to uh balance the physical and balancing the spiritual, because the Pentacles are also about spirituality. It has to do with religion, but for me, I like the word spirituality more, being connected with nature. And I love this little mobile on her, in front of her, with all the little monarch butterflies that are on it. So, again, the butterfly is about transformation. So you're balancing all this transformation is going on in your life, and you're balancing all these changes with trying to juggle finances and home home security. Yeah, home security, being grounded. And I love that little goat too. And the goats are sure-footed. They're very well balanced. So you're kind of like sitting there, you're balanced on that wall. He's making sure that you're staying balanced. And of course, you've got your blue jays, and they like to squawk. They're kind of like the gossipers. One of the things I learned about blue jays in the beginning, where they're kind of gossipers. They like to squawk and try to get your attention. So people yapping at you, I need your help here. Focus your time over there. And so lots of juggling, girl. Next card I have for you is, though, the Three of Pentacles. You have been working on something. And I feel like this has to do also spiritually. I know you said something about the automatic writing, but I've been in chats on and off, and I know that you're doing a lot of spiritual work. So again, with the balancing that with the Two of Pentacles and another Pentacle, and you're working with spirit, and also I hope you're allowing people to help you out, to help you with some of that time out. Try to give some other people taking some responsibilities so that you can work on yourself. And these beautiful little ants all working together to carry that little leaf. So I feel like this is you, your guides working with you, and you're moving forward, and you are working on this project. And the outcome of the project is a beautiful Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like everything that you are doing, that beautiful balance right there in the middle with the yin and yang, a beautiful circle. Things are going in your favor. Things are going smoothly. The only thing is, I did pull a card from the bottom for overall energy. There might be a little bit of conflict, or maybe feeling kind of like betrayed in the past. Like you just feel like with some, I don't know if this is you grabbing that dagger to protect yourself, or you just feel like this might be just a lot of stuff going on that you feel like has been preventing you, taking your time, making it difficult. But whatever this underlying energy is, um, just let these people walk away. They don't need to put anything negative, the swords, thoughts into your head. Stay on your path, work with your guides and those who support you, and a beautiful wheel of fortune. So get your channel running. There you go. All righty. So I'll give it over to Allyson. I'm all about the butterflies too, Jonathan. I love butterflies. You're muted.
Sorry, this is for
Okay, I had to take her name down so she could see my cards.
hypnicity, right? Hypnicity. Yep. Okay. Okay, so something happened at some point in the past. I don't know what this was, but something that you had to actively participate, get involved with, whether it was physical, verbal, mental, all the above. I don't know. It's something that you're still dealing with that is a stressor of some sort, but you can handle it. You've got what you need to deal with it, and you are. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to work out, whatever this thing is, and you're going to come out on top. The Empress is the outcome. The overall energy is a 10 of Cups, which is your happiness. So hopefully you know how this applies to your life. But I've got the Knight of Swords, the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands. The outcome is the Empress, and the overall energy is the 10 of Cups. So that's what I got for you.
Well, maybe I'll get my channel running. Maybe you will. That would be amazing.
I did not listen to any of your reading, Heather. I don't know if it had anything to do with what you read or if it was a completely separate message.
I did get the 5 of Swords. So there's stuff that's been going on that's kind of like a stressor for her. For me, it felt like just kind of like negative talk about. And I think it has a lot to do with her spirituality and her trying to balance and want to create her channel, because not everybody, you know, in our circles, in our family or whatever, understand or respect different people's spiritual beliefs, what they want to do. And so yeah, that's kind of where I was. But yeah, there's
kind of nice when you just don't deal with anybody.
But
I can't highly recommend that enough.
I don't like that.
I'm kind of a loner though. I don't need anybody, but I'm a little bit of an odd duck, so don't listen to me.
Yes, wherever I see a duck, if I'm out, I try to take a picture to show Allyson, hey, odd duck out. So anytime I see a duck, I think
black sheep, odd duck.
Anytime I see any animal while I'm out, I'm like, oh, I should take a picture and show Allyson. Because we just love animals. Hello, Kaylee. Welcome, my dear. Hello, Eleanor. Hello, my dear.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so we have Earl.
I have an
Earl would write a guidance from Spirit. And I'm going to use my hush.
Earl rule.
And Earl, this deck is new to me, so I'm reading and sharing from the book because Jeremy is very poetic. I love his descriptions and his cards. And so for a while, I'll be, referring to the book as well. Ellen, you're an odd duck too. We're all ducks. We're all ducks in a row. Yeah, people scroll. You're welcome, Nalani. So, Earl, guidance from Spirit. Past, present. Alrighty, so 7 of Cups. So lots on your plate, Earl. Look at it. This is now that typical suit where you're not going. This is 7 of Cups. You're not going to see cups. You're going to see Jeremy's interpretation of based on nature. A lot of his cards, his deck is based on the elements in nature: birds, snakes, weeds, flowers. Just a really beautiful personal artwork that he does. It's about life. It's about decay and the beauty of that. And so we have the 7 of Cups. And typically with 7 of Cups is that there's a lot of options. There's kind of like daydreaming, trying to maybe fantasy, trying to figure out so many options. Which ones do I choose? So there's a little bit of confusion with the 7 of Cups. And with Jeremy, it says here, the dreamer is swept away in a deluge of illusions and ideas. So many projects, so little time. Prioritize what can be accomplished and what is out of reach. So that's what I have for you with this card. This one here, you've got so these are all cups, Jeremy. So we got a lot of emotions going on. And I know with that move, you must have a lot on your plate in the process of this move. I have the Four Cups, and the Four Cups for me is feeling a little bit like, um, feeling a little like no energy, kind of apathetic. You have options. You're looking at what was and trying to figure out how to make that work. But there's this other cup, which is of course not on the card, but there's this other option out there that you might not have been seeing. So in this instance, for me, it feels in the reading that this is currently your present moment, and that cup is the opportunity you took to move to this new house. And with the Four Cups, and Allison's like, why is she reading out of the book? But I love Jeremy's. Some of his descriptions are beautiful because she's got bunny ears. I absolutely love the bunny ears. So it says here, this card indicates that you are seeing the world as a dried up husk with its dull browns. Unmotivated by the current situation, you need to look deep within yourself to find understanding and meaning. So in this process of moving, of finding yourself, so this card really speaks to that. And the last card I have is the King of Cups, and I really, the King of Cups is someone who is both in touch with their emotions and is also balanced with their emotions. It's like a leadership. It's an individual who knows how they don't let their emotions rule them. There's a beautiful balance to it, beautiful opportunity. So out of the weeds, this beautiful cup, even the water's flowing up. There's just so much wonderful energy coming up. And that is for you. And I'll give you over to Allyson. It's also about emotional stability and strength. I had to open up his book. But yeah.
Okay. And this was for, what was his name again?
Earl.
Okay.
Sorry.
Earl, that's all right. Earl. What do I have here? Sorry, I was looking at the chat. There's some sort of a new beginning here for you, which is the overall energy, which is really nice. This will be something, when this is, I don't know. It might have even started already, but this is something that's definitely of value to you in some sort of way. It could be monetary, maybe not. I don't know. But there's something here that you actively either created or took action on. It might have been with a group of people. It might have just been you pulling together some things, something like that. Three of Wands here in the past. But presently there's a coming together in some sort of way. It could even be a decision. I have the Lovers here. You've taken action on some aspect of this. Like, yeah, you've been working on it, but like there's either another layer that you're now addressing, or maybe you've just kind of been creative and like brainstorming and now you're actually doing it. But I have the Lovers here with the Page of Wands. So the advice here is to keep it moving forward. Six of Swords. So you're leaving all that old shit in the rear view. There's a change. And the outcome is Nine of Cups, which is lovely. So this is, a beautiful place to be. It's the happy merchant, all is well in your world. That's the outcome with the Nine of Cups. And again, the overall energy, Ace of Pentacles. So that's what I got for you.
I'm looking at the chat from when I was reading for Earl. That's cute. I'm an odd duck too. If we get enough odd ducks, we'll have a flock.
Yeah.
It's actually a float of ducks, Kaylee. And yes, he's in the process of moving. So a root beer float.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So moving. And again, sometimes it's really intense, sometimes not. Tarot's always really dramatic, but you just apply it to whatever
Hmm.
the situation is, and usually it's going to make sense.
Yeah. He's been through a lot recently, so
Okay,
he's
good.
getting
Hopefully it
over
made
it.
sense.
And Jackie, feel better. She took off. And hello, Bill. 999 ASMR Tarot. And Earl says he has new beginnings here.
Blessings, Jackie,
Yeah.
sweetheart. I hope you feel better, honey.
All righty. So I already pulled cards, but we have Teresa Hadarian.
Aw, Teresa,
73.
73 on the
Wow.
27th. Good for you. All right, Teresa, let me mute.
So, Teresa, I have cards for you already. Oh, I just love this deck. So I got you the King of Pentacles. And it's so interesting because we were talking about the Queen of Pentacles today. But the King of Pentacles is the one who rules from a grounded perspective. Um, Here, let me, because I just love how he describes. So I love this card. So check out that King of um, Pentacles. That's an owl grabbing at that cuckoo clock the minute it pops out, and the skull, because of course, you know, time, we are immortal. Time is always going, and at some point, there's a little mouse under there too. We also have a little moths, I believe they are, flying around. And it says, and the King of Pentacles is about ambition and wisdom. There's the owl for the wisdom and power. The owl is a symbol of wisdom. It clutches the cuckoo as a way to stay focused on the path ahead. All the mischievous mice and fireflies, so they're fireflies, are distractions that are put aside. The skull rests within the clock as a reminder of what needs to be done as time ticks on until the end. So it's really putting our priorities in place, keeping focused, and realizing that, for birthday, you don't want to know that, well, we're immortal and our time is coming, but just really that focus of wisdom, having the wisdom. 73 years old, wow. um the amount of wisdom that you have obtained, must be a cool crone. And so just staying focused, being alert, staying within your power, keep that ambition going. I also have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is always about new ideas are coming in. Typically, it's the hand coming out of the cloud holding a sword. So these are new ideas are coming in. So that's great with the owl. You have the wisdom, you have this knowledge, and more ideas are coming through you, maybe to do something new. Maybe it's starting to form a communication, um, sharing your knowledge, sharing that maybe out to the world or people in your community or inner circles. But this beautiful new energy moving in, this beautiful unicorn she's riding on, and just rising above, taking that knowledge, that wisdom that you have, and any new ideas and ambition, new ideas. It doesn't matter how old we are. Go with them, ride that horse. Now, in the recent past, maybe there's might have been some heartache, some sadness, maybe moving in. Maybe 73 might be a difficult, getting older. This might, emotionally be difficult for you, or this could be just learning to let go of what, the sadness or the grief that we have had with the past, and letting that go and moving forward with that Ace of Swords energy. And then the other card I have for you for overall, look at this beautiful world card. It looks like it might be decaying, but these are little ants and they're building these beautiful structures. And she's got the beautiful little sparrow on her hand. So this is the world card. This is you sitting in your world, looking at what you have seen, what you have experienced. I mean, 7 decades of music, of world events, of fashion, of people coming and going, people growing old, people, being born. Just this amazing amount of things that you have seen and experienced, and knowledge and wisdom that you could be sharing. So, sit in that beautiful palace of yours, and don't be afraid to try something new and to keep moving forward and sharing your wisdom. and I'm going to give her over to Allyson. You're muted.
Who is this for? I'm sorry.
It's for Teresa.
Teresa. So Teresa, I don't know you, which is awesome. So what I have here is there's either a person involved with this or not. So you can apply this how it makes sense. And I'm not being pulled in one direction or the other. So you can apply it to you as it makes sense. So the overall energy is either you are headed into a really good time or you're seeing something for what it really is, that kind of thing. And clarifying that is the energy of a very feeling very grounded and control and powerful. Finances are in order, all of that. Like you are sound, right? So that's the overall energy. Whether or not, and I think that might, like, but that could also be related to a person in your life. Regardless, it's been hard. Maybe that's not the right word. It's been a journey to get there. So in the past, I have the 10 of Swords. So something in the past, when was that? I have no clue. It could have been 6 months ago. It could have been 20 years ago. You would know what that means. But related to whatever this is, it's going on, this moment that I'm describing, at a time it was very rough. Presently, things have come into balance regarding whatever part of your life that this is. The hidden influence, King of Cups energy. Again, this could be a person, maybe not. It could just be your own energy. So, and the King of Cups is emotionally deep, but doesn't show it. They do kind things, but they aren't sappy and I love yous and all that kind of stuff. They show you things by doing kindnesses and being emotionally sensitive and present, that kind of things. That's the King of Cups. I clarified that because I wanted to know if it was a person or not. And I'm still not sure, but I think it could be, but doesn't necessarily mean that it is. I got the 6 of Cups, which is very beautiful card. Almost always. 6 of Cups is about it's a close bond, it's a close connection, it can be a close relationship, it can be nostalgia, it can be a memory, it can be family, it can be childhood, it can be children. It's all of that kind of energy. That's what's clarifying the King of Cups. It could even be your youthful spirit. I don't know. Again, apply it to your situation. I'm going through this step by step. Again, I don't know you, so I prefer to read, but just want to make sure that I cover all bases so that you can make sense of it. You can also watch this on the playback. If none of this seems to click right away, it should later if it doesn't right now. The advice is the Emperor. Now that could be a person, but it also can be you. Male or female makes no damn difference. It could be you now in power of whatever it was that was 10 of Swords back in the day, whenever that was, right? You're in control, you're in power, or somebody is, right? That's what this is. It's like recognizing this Emperor energy. The clarifier on that is the 2 of Swords. It's having made the decision to sit in this role, whether it's you or a lover or whatever. I feel like this is you though. I really, really do. The outcome is 2 of Cups. So yeah, it could be somebody else. Still, there's so much stuff leading that it looks like it could be somebody else, but I still feel like it's you. Doesn't mean that I'm right though. The outcome is 2 of Cups. This is partnership, whether this is you coming together with yourself and figuring out whatever this thing was in the past, or it could be with somebody else, but the outcome is lovely. This is a union, right? Or a coming together of sorts. Doesn't have to be a romantic love at all. It can be, doesn't have to be. It's just, it's a commitment. It's a coming together. That's how I read it anyhow. And the clarifier is the Fool. This is a new change. Having this 2 of Cups is new in some capacity. And again, the overall energy, the sun has come out, the sun is shining in whatever way that this is. And it's clarified by the King of Pentacles, having all your ish together. Does it mean that you have a lot of money or this or that or whatever? Not necessarily, and maybe you do. I don't know. It's about having what you need. Pentacles is your home, it's your stability, it's your health, it's your satisfaction. It's what we need, it's earthly needs. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to stop talking. That's what this is. So if it's not a person energetic wise, that's how I read it. And it is king, which is masculine energy, does not have to be male. So, but that's what I got for you. Hopefully this makes sense in some sort of way. And thanks for letting me read for you.
Yeah, I got the 10 of Pentacles too for her.
That's the king.
I mean, the king, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I got it too. So I love it when we get similar cards.
Yeah.
And she says, I love good outcomes. She's saying, I am sound, not rich, but she's sound. And she is opening to something new. And she says it's Firefly Month in Wisconsin.
That was back when you were reading.
Yeah.
So I don't think she said anything. Wow, 2 good readings. Hopefully some of that resonates with you. I don't see anything about that, but that's okay.
Very nice.
And happy upcoming birthday.
Yeah, I was just saying about the fireflies because the card has fireflies both in it, and she was getting all about the fireflies. So
yeah, I love
wanted to share that.
fireflies. I haven't seen any yet this year, but it's a little early for those in Michigan. We'll have them all over by July.
Yeah, we don't get to see them here up in.
We get them
in
with the
fall.
heat.
I miss them.
You get them with the heat.
You're welcome, my dear. Thank you. Because yeah, Teresa was one of the first ones when we started doing our show on Friday nights. She would be the first one in there waiting for us.
Oh, okay. So I have
with us for. It's been a long time.
Okay.
Though, so
I just like it when I don't remember somebody and I feel like I'm not being drawn in any direction at all. That's what I mean.
Very cool.
I've never seen a firefly before. 999 ASMR. Oh, is that
That's Bill. You've never seen a firefly, Bill? They don't have them in Oregon? They have.
Oh, she goes, yes, Allyson, you nailed it. Just didn't comment. Fair enough. Thank you, Teresa. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
All righty. So that were the only readings that we had requests for. It's going on, it's still 15 minutes before 9:30 because usually Allyson has to go at 9:30. So if anybody else would like a reading, Allyson and I have time for one more. No fireflies in Oregon. Really?
It's probably too wet there.
Oh,
that would be my guess.
I have to ask Shan that. Wow.
So, Miss Tarot D.
Oh, Miss Tarot D. All right.
All right. What do you want to know? At least not on the coast range. Growing up, we would. Yeah, when I was a kid, you know what's so funny? And I swear this is true. I'm not making this up. When I was a kid, the fireflies that I saw, because I grew up in Michigan and then I moved away, right? I was in Florida for several years and then I was in California for like 15 years. And then I finally made it back to where I am in Michigan. When I was a kid, and it was about an hour away from here, the fireflies that we had there, and there's different types, they were red. They were red. Here where I live now, it's white.
Wow.
No, it is not the same. So I don't know. Different variety. And I haven't seen a red one since I was a kid. And again, it's a different part of the state.
She didn't say anything specific. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sure you know all the stuff to do.
Okay.
All right. Let me mute.
Yeah, me too.
Am I unmuted? Yes? Why can't I hear you?
Because I'm muted.
Oh, okay.
That was
I
my
can
turn.
go if you want.
So Miss Tarot D.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind the book, Miss Tarot D, but I'm still learning the beautiful Jeremy's interpretations here. I have the Seven of Pentacles, and she's holding this big, huge, beautiful key. And vision and reward. So for me, this is going to a little bit into the recent past where where you're because I know what your job involves, and I know that it took great vision. You felt you took great reward with it. You work very hard. You continue to have a vision, and a vision for yourself too, moving forward. Um, and this key is just like really big and it's standing out, and it says you have blooming prosperities, but the vestments of the sparrow keep you in balance with the natural world. The large key is a weighty trophy of your accomplishments, so you're very well um, accomplished. And if you're still having issues with a certain individual, um, this here would stand right out as being, you know, I'm I feel like it's a bit of jealousy. I got the Six of Pentacles, and the look on this guy's face. Usually, the Six of Pentacles is all about even distribution of finances, of not just finances, but give and take, like a charity. However, I don't know if someone necessarily feels that they are receiving their fair share, even though they probably haven't earned their fair share, if that makes sense. Now, in the middle, I have this Page of Wands. And for me, it's she created this creature out of the natural of earth. This is all about her imagination and creativity, taking her creativity, her imagination, and creating a place in her mind, kind of like, let's go on a fantasy, let's go for a walk. So I think I know who this is about. I'll be interested to see what Allyson gets because Allyson doesn't know the history or the possible, and I could be wrong too. But it feels like there is this bit of let's create something, let's play, let's bring something to life, trying to kind of create kind of like almost like a monster. It's like in her hands, it's her creation, it's following her. And for me, it feels like it's coming for. I got the Three of Wands, and these are the crows. I believe these are crows. And the Three of Wands is about, of course, as you know, the wands being, the initial idea, two, establishing and making a vision of something, and three, bringing things together, the wrapping of the binds. But these are for me, it's about binding. So it feels like whatever this individual is trying to accomplish through her creations is starting to bind, is trying to, or this energy is trying to bring them all together, is trying to build that final one where there's a solid foundation. Moving forward, yeah, be I don't say be visible. What's the word I'm looking for? Be vigilant. But you probably already are. But in this card here, being carried across the boat, these are the piranhas. The piranhas are kind of carrying the boat, but at the same time, the piranhas can, chew and destroy, and then, you're shit out of luck. But watch out for the piranhas when you're talking about this energy. And I saw these piranhas. It's almost kind of like a circling around that boat, but you're moving to the other side. You're going through this transition, and yes, there's this underlying energy in there. But at the bottom of the deck, I do have the King of Cups, and for me, this is you. This is you being very calm, coming from a place of integrity. Your cup again overfloweth, but just having that balance, being able to do your job, um, stand in your power. You're very calm about it. You don't let her, like the piranhas, get under your skin. You stay calm. You stay stable. You stay balanced. and you stay grounded, emotionally grounded. So, but yeah, there's there's stuff going on, the binding, the piranhas. But remember, this is what you worked for. You hold the key. You're in control of your emotions. People know who you are. They know your leadership, and just continue to be that King of Cups. I hope that resonated. Okay, Bill, bye. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I know the page is all about create. Yeah. 1 minute, there's light.
I know. Sorry, you guys. I'm on my kids' MacBook, and it's just grainy. And I was trying when I added more light, it looked even worse. And I know it's kind of dark, but hopefully you guys can deal with it. If I sit close to the camera, you can see me pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
So let me grab my cards. I'm not at my desk. I'm sitting here in a chair that I really like. So, okay. Let me go back to what I got here. When I got up, I kind of jumbled my cards. Hold on 1 second. What did I even have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on a second. Oh, got it. Okay. 1, 2. I was trying to remember what the hell were my clarifiers. Here's a clarifier. And then here's a clarifier. Okay, Ms. Tarot D. So I don't know what this is about. I know I again, I prefer to read on something I know nothing about, but I do know a little bit about you, and that's perfectly fine. I don't know what this is related to, so I'm just going to read this, and you can apply it to. It might be related to whatever. And I wasn't listening to what your reading was from Heather. It might be something completely different, but you know that. Okay, the overall energy. Oh, and I had this for somebody else, I think. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. The overall energy is the Ace of Pentacles. So there is something new here that has either started or is going to start that is going to be, of worth in some sort of way. It's being clarified by the Eight of Wands. So there was a moving forward emotionally in some sort of way for this to come into play. Okay, whatever this is. So in the past, I have King of Cups. So apply this to your life as it makes sense. I don't know if that's a person or an energy. I don't need to explain to you what King of Cups is. The clarifier for this King of Cups is the Seven of Swords. So this is something or someone that cannot be trusted. It's a shifty, untrustworthy, lying, conniving, sneaky energy and or person, right? So again, apply this as it makes sense. That's in the past. This King of Cups energy clarified by the Seven of Swords. Present energy is the devil. So there's something yucky, icky, whatever, right? You know what the devil is. Again, that's one of the cool things about reading for a reader. I don't need to get into a ton of detail here. So devil energy, right? Whatever that is, that's now. The hidden influence connected to that is the Queen of Cups. So again, an energy or a person, but the past energy was King of Cups. The present hidden influence is the Queen. So I don't know if this is one and the same, if it's two different people, if they go together, or what it is, you would know. And the clarifier, though, on that Queen of Cups is the Five of Pentacles. So that's a hidden influence. So there is some walking away or abandonment or just some letting go, bye baby, some sort of Five of Pentacles energy that's connected to this Queen of Cups, which is the hidden influence. Okay, so there's some sort of a abandonment. I'm feeling drawn to say abandonment of this energy. So this person could have walked away from whatever this situation is that's related to this devil energy. Again, apply it to whatever the heck's going on or is about to go on or whatever this is. The advice here is, see the choices in the matter. I have the Seven of Cups here. This is the advice, and I'm not taking this in any other way but that. this is coming through to me loud and clear that that's what this actually means. So I'm not even going to go any further with that. The outcome, the sun. So you tell me, what is this? Is this seeing things for what they really are? Or is this a new beginning? I would say it's a new beginning because the overall energy is the Ace of Pentacles. And the clarifier is the Eight of Wands. The emotionally walking away. So it could also be the reality. Maybe it's both. You would know. The clarifier, the Hanged Man, seeing things differently. So the sun could be seeing the reality of a situation. Why? Because you're seeing things different now from whatever it was in the past. Probably that this King of Cups was somebody that could be trusted, or a situation that could be trusted, but it was all bullshit. That's what I would make of it. But that doesn't mean that I'm right. You interpret it. You know the details. You know what's going on. This devil energy is here. But the hidden influence is that it's, well, now I'm repeating myself. Anyways, okay. But that's what I got for you, honey.
And Miss Tarot D, really quick, I pulled a clarifier because I got the page of not the page. Yes, I did. The page
Curious
of
at the bottom of the deck.
Ooh, there you go. Moving
which
forward.
is moving on after strife.
Yes. So. And for that page that I feel is this particular individual. Yeah, you got the justice card coming. They has the justice. Justice is coming. And she's going to have to probably be dealing with a lot of this. So that's all I will say. I wanted to pull a couple cards. And wow, beautiful reading. I'm going to rewatch this and journal it for the week.
Nice.
Aww. And you're welcome, Miss Tarot
You're
D.
welcome, honey.
It's always a pleasure. So before Allyson goes completely into new moon and we can't see her at all.
Right.
Yesterday was the new moon, Allyson.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay.
Let me bring my candle
No,
back.
it looks cool. It looks like you're like
Let me see if my candle helps at all.
Oh, that's cool. Now that's witchy.
It does look cool, but it doesn't. Oh, hold on. There's an ambulance coming.
Oh boy. And speaking of witchy, just want to share this with everybody. I pulled this out of my I was straightening up my room today and I wanted to share this. I just thought it was cute.
I love that.
Yep.
No shit. And that is so cute and really is so true. And that's a great lesson for everybody. And I'm trying to do more of that. I'm trying to just have grace and not be so quick to jump into ego and decide and think and assume shit. Because the mind just doesn't stop, right? The mind just
sounds like my mind.
And most of it is bullshit. And that's a thing for a lot of us to remember. And I don't mean that in a nasty way, but it's true. The mind just chatters. It does not mean that it's right. It doesn't. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of stuff, whether it's about a situation or yourself or fear,
just
and
like
you
that.
Just believe it. And it's just like, stop. Whether it's about you or another person or it can be situations, it can be all kinds of stuff. So that's saying, although it's really kind of directed at, other people, not doing that with other people, you can really apply that to a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we just had somebody new come into our chat, O'Donovan. And O'Donovan said, glad I found this. And well,
nice.
Welcome to the chat. Because he thought I was sharing my little broom thingy. And I shouldn't say he, because O'Donovan could be a she. So welcome. I just feel like I need to join Allyson. There we go.
I'm so sorry, y'all. That's just where we are right now. And like I said, I turned the overhead light on, which I hate overhead lighting. I don't know how many of you feel that way. I prefer, I have lamps everywhere, but I'm in my bedroom and it has an overhead light.
It looks like you're in a little mystic.
I hate overhead lighting. Can't stand it.
She's like a little mystic in her old-fashioned medieval castle room, and she's got her candle light and she's all aglow. got the vibe thing going. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's 9:30. Let's see. I find that I look much prettier with the darks out. Aw.
With the darks out.
Oh, you're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Lower light is always more flattering. I don't care who you are or whatever, but well, I shouldn't say always. It depends on the situation, but a lot of time lower light is more flattering.
When I was younger and I had younger skin, that was more flattering. Older, I don't know what can make it more flattering than I really have. Oh, learning to embrace the age, y'all. I think we've all been there. And for our
You know
birthdays,
what? That would actually be a good topic for one night, so I won't say too much, but about and actually there's a couple different things that can spin off of that.
Cool.
I'm perfectly fine with my age and aging and all of that. There's some of it, yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but then there's also been some good stuff that's come with it. I think that's a good discussion to have, especially as women.
She meant with the lights out. It's Tarot D. We know what you meant. But nah, yeah, we all have different places in our life when we get to an age and we kind of look back and, so yeah, that's a great topic. It
It
really
is.
is.
It
I just
is.
wish I could remember the one that we were going to talk about, but I couldn't remember either. So don't feel bad that you couldn't remember because I was like,
I think maybe it's because I hadn't invested a whole lot into it, but I mean, I have ideas. I don't always remember them. And I'm kind of joking around about the memory. My memory is actually quite good, but I don't, yeah, I don't remember what it was. It might have just been something that kind of passed through and I didn't really harness it. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm talking about like how there's a lot that changes, right? A lot, a whole lot. And I am more comfortable in my skin now than I've ever been. And I mean that. It's very true. In terms of like, I have learned so much in the last decade. It's ridiculous. It's just insane.
yeah,
And I've been
I
through it.
agree.
I've been through a lot more than probably a lot of people would guess. And I want to say no regrets. And for the most part, I feel that way. But it is a journey. It really is. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. It is a journey. And every day is a decision. And you have to care
Mm-hmm.
and want. And yeah, I'm gonna stop there. This is a good subject.
It is.
It's a
Very
very
much so.
good subject to talk on. Actually, there's a few different subjects in there to talk on.
And speaking of Val,
Especially in a
bring it
day,
to
a
life.
year, a life. Sorry, sorry. Let me say, especially in a time where the youth is such a focus
Mm-hmm. Yes.
in this shallow, materialistic, beauty-focused world, when
Mhm.
there's no spirituality there. I immediately know where these people are when that's the focus. And yes, true, there can be exceptions, but it's like, that's not where it's at, y'all. That's so not where it's at. I mean, it's like, it's
Where it's at. Got two turntables and a microphone. Where
right.
it's at.
That too.
Remember the back
Yes,
song?
I do. I
Remember
know what you're
two
talking about.
turn.
Yes, I do. Yep. I couldn't
Gotta
tell
fit a
you
song
the
in there
artist, but
somewhere.
yes. Yep.
Gotta fit a song in there
Yep.
somewhere. And
But yeah, it's yeah. 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 So
and this
it's
was
a
perfect
journey.
timing because mommy's going to shut up pretty soon, and we can all say goodbye
That
together.
face, y'all.
Um, on the
Come on.
21st for solstice air time, um, we are having Val Dragonfly Crystals join Allyson and I on the 21st of June. So in 2 weeks, Val will be
Can you
joining us.
believe it's going to be the summer solstice? I just can't even.
It just feels like the new year just started. So
I,
it,
my
it is
birthday is
fake.
the spring equinox, and we're already moving into the next quarter. That's just insane.
Yep. It's a very fake world, but whoops.
It
Agreed.
is a very fake world. That's right. And that's why as soon as I hear all these, and I'm just like, I cannot relate. Like most of the stuff that comes through my phone and whatever, and I don't do any
Yeah.
social media, you guys, like none. All I do is YouTube. And, I if you ever look at anything, then it creates, what's going to show up, right? And so on the odd time that I look at whatever, and then you get all this just garbage that comes through, and I'm like, I don't know who I'm so glad
I
I'm
see
not my son's age.
Yes, I'm glad I'm not. I
I
see so much
oh,
personal
and like,
family drama and everything just
oh,
put
that, and just
out
like,
in the open on
oh,
Facebook, and I'm like, I can't deal with
and like my
this.
son talks about dating and what it is in college, and who
Mm-mm.
the the other sex is, right? Because he's straight, and so, and just how there's just nobody there that he would ever take on as like a relationship, because he's like, I no, because it's just like, it's just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And so, which is
It's
weird.
artificial.
It's crazy. It's like there's no,
superficial.
not that he abstains, because he doesn't, but he doesn't take any of it seriously. And my son is very emotionally deep, which is beautiful. And that's not even where I was going to go with it. My point is, there's so many different avenues of this shallowness that exists. And, and my son was raised with a lot of depth. He's an old soul anyways. But yeah, anyways, I'm just going to stop. It's very, my 2 teenage sons find it very hard to find a natural and real. Yes. And that's another thing too. My son likes natural beauty. He's not into makeup and all of that kind of stuff.
Botox,
And
lips.
falseness and whatever. Well, he's only 20, 20, just turned 22. So the girls aren't doing that, but like all the makeup and all the stuff that it's just, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm seeing commercials for girls in their 20s, 30s going, "Oh, I'm getting Botox." What the hell for?
Yeah, I guess it does happen.
It just, it's just incredible.
It's just all of the stuff that's just not real.
But
like all of it. And it's fine if people want to wear a little bit of makeup. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, it's like, like he's just randomly here and there. He doesn't talk about it either. This is me asking questions, right?
Because
yeah, you know what? And thank you. And that, yeah, I mean, and he was also, and not to whatever, but he had a Waldorf education, which is very, very, very like just earthy, grounded, nature, painting,
kids
drawing,
don't get that.
Gardening, dancing, watercoloring, calligraphy. I mean, it was very, very, very school. So he's and it's very hippy dippy in that whole area. So he is more drawn to, I nursed him till he was 2.5 years old. I mean, this is a kid that's very much, real. He's attracted to real.
Oh my God.
And had an allergic reaction to shellfish. So yeah, that too. Yeah.
Umbrellas. Ew, that's
all that stuff.
Oh,
yeah. He's not, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I get it. Yeah. It's unattractive and false and not real. And also anybody, and I'm sorry, I should probably just stop. He's not going to be attracted to that, because as soon as you see that, that's all you need to know. Sorry. It's just, there's not going to be, sometimes it could happen. I guess I shouldn't say that, but usually it's like, if you need to go there, you're not going to be a match for somebody that's got it together.
But there's so much pressure.
He's not looking to heal somebody else. He wants to meet somebody on his level. And that's how it's supposed to be. Right. Very interesting. That's another thing. And then I'll stop. When you look at relationships and people that are actually together, almost always, and I find this fascinating.
Good night, Donovan.
People with their partner are on the same level. Almost always, as far as health, as far as balanced, as far as just where they are. There's a connecting. And then when the relationship breaks up, it's usually because one went down or one went up, right? Either in their beliefs or their spirituality or whatever, and they no longer meet up. Like that's what happened also. And I can look at lots of people and say that. Doesn't mean I'm always right. And I'm not trying to say that I'm right. And those of you that know what I mean, know what I mean. And those of you that don't, if there are any, then that's fine. But like me and my partner, my last relationship, I should say, I was evolving and growing and healing from all the crap that I went through, and he wasn't. And I could not identify. I could not be there any longer. Love him, wish him well, and I do, and I did. Nope. I'm a different person than we got together. No, I'm just a different person. I've grown. I worked and worked and worked and worked on myself, and I had so many problems, issues, and everything else, and I've healed them all. Moved on. Am I perfect? No. We always will have work to do, but it's like I was in a bad place, and I'm not now. And it was like, I refuse to stay there. And so it's just interesting. It's so.
And I'm working on getting out of mine, right? We're working on getting out of this.
Interesting subject.
We are.
And now I'm with somebody who is on my level, and it's fabulous. It's great. And I earned it. And I don't have any problem saying that, because I fought tooth and nail for everything that I've achieved at this point. Lots of healing. And what you look at as success is your own personal whatever, right? Because there's so many different things that we can scale that on, right? Your morals, your health, your job, your status, your family, your whatever it is that you look at. Me, I just look at the whole thing, you know. Just try to do better, try to heal this, try to heal that. Like we were just talking about Heather's cute little her I don't even know what to call that, but it's a saying, right?
It's a little plaque, a little saying.
A little plaque. Yeah, it's best not to judge someone until you've flown on their broom. That's a perfect example of something that's something I'm working on right now. Do not judge other people unless you know what the hell's going on. And I've caught myself probably 3 times this week alone having some knee-jerk bullshit mind chat or whatever. And it's like, you don't know that. Stop. You do not know that. You presume to know that. Now, I don't talk bad to myself or condemn myself because I don't believe in that. And that's another thing.
But you catch yourself.
For any of you that don't, do not rag on yourself. Don't do it. And if you do it, fine. I shouldn't say don't do it. I suggest not doing it because it's bad. It's toxic. It doesn't help you, and it draws you down. That's all it does. But catch yourself in your own bullshit would be my suggestion.
And that's if you need to figure out where it's coming from, sitting with those emotions, journal, get them out, figure out where they are, and say,
right,
okay,
and actually take action to heal it.
Release you, yes,
rather than just
working on it.
I know so many people have the same story. It's like you've got to work on it, let go, and if you don't, then that's fine. Whatever. Who the hell am I? But I'm just saying. Hopefully, the goal is to evolve. Don't come here. And I love my mom to death. My mom came in, and I don't know that she really healed anything while she was here before she died. She had the same, not that my mom was real negative, she really wasn't, but like she didn't do any, not really, none that I saw any real work or healing on anything. And, you know, and I love her to death, and she was great for me. She helped me out in a lot in the end, which is fabulous. And I miss her dearly, but I wish she had done more to evolve as a soul, because I don't know what she did do.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to burn my blinds down, apparently. My candle just singed my
Oh my God. No, we don't want Allyson to burn down the house.
Oh, that's funny. I've been here for ages and I haven't hurt anything. And I'm sitting here doing my lecture, and I think I just
the house. No burning down the house. But yeah, my mom left a wake of heartache and pain that people have to heal up after. So again, like you said,
see, that's another interesting subject too.
Mothers.
And I have my whole opinion on that, as I'm sure we all do, or thoughts or theories or whatever. It depends on your own spiritual, what have you, how you feel about stuff. It's interesting. I do think we choose some of it we don't. And that's just my own theory. Because there's an opportunity for healing with all that stuff. It's very interesting. And I don't want to make it sound like everything with my mom was so fabulous. It wasn't. There was a lot of stuff that she didn't do that she should have done, but she did make up for it in the end. She did. She really did. And I am forever grateful for her in my life. But I also know that we had karma. I know we did. I'm positive we did. And I believe it was settled. And the good thing, one thing I'll say this, I don't know if anybody could relate to this or not, but I feel prompted to share this. I cleared the air with her on every single thing before she died. Everything. Every single thing I wanted to talk to her about was said. Everything. And she apologized. She apologized and she told me she was sorry. And I know she was. My mom was great in a lot of ways. And she had her own issues. We all do. We do. There's a saying, I don't remember how it goes, but it's something like, we're all always doing the best that we can. And if you think about it, that's true. What are your abilities? You're doing the best that you are capable of.
Yeah.
Even if it's awful to another person's opinion, they're doing their best. It's whatever they're capable of doing at that time. Doesn't mean that we're okay with it or we like it. But again, we also don't know. I don't know about you guys. I absolutely believe in past lives. I know we have karma and we were with other people playing other roles in past lives, and we don't know what the hell went on. So I try to have grace and just believe that there's a reason, and we come in with amnesia, and it's not for us to know until later. And I know everybody's been hurt, some of us more than others in this lifetime, but we don't know why it happened. And anybody that says that they absolutely do, I don't really believe that, because we're not supposed to. We're just supposed to be here and live our life.
No, they're called old souls, and they have an old soul insight. Yeah, to a degree.
I think that we all are, like I made that comment about my son, and I do think that he is. But when I say that, I also don't think he's had a whole lot of earthly lives. I think he's done more on other planets than anything else. Don't mind me holding my arm up. At least I've shaved my.
I was going to say, damn.
Yeah, I shave pretty regularly. And so I just want to make sure this thing doesn't bend, because I don't know how hot it got. But anyways, yeah, there's so many. See, I thought of many things that we can talk about if you want to another time. But because we've all got crap with our parents.
Tarot D said generational trauma, it would be an interesting topic.
Yes. And that's something, I think that we're good now. That right there, I gotta at least kind of comment. Everybody's trauma is different, right? Some people's are far uglier than others and all of that. And I think there's a reason for that. Like some would look like it. I'll use an example. I won't say his name, of course, but like my brother-in-law. He has had a lovely life all the way through. I can't think of anything that he's been through. Nothing. He's also very giving and kind. And he's just a good person. He's a really, really, really good guy. And someone would be like, well, look at his life. Well, we don't know what he did past lives or what happened or what he's been through. Maybe he did a bunch of really wonderful things, and now he's just here to assist my sister, his wife, and his children. One of their children has a pretty serious illness, so there's a lot of stuff. And that's another thing, it's like we're here, and we also, I believe, to some degree, design our life when we come in. You can agree or not agree with that. That's fine. I don't really care. I believe that. You design your life, not the whole damn thing, but like the major markers, who your parents are, any illnesses that you'll have, to a degree. I think there's some choice there too. Like if I do this and I goof this up, well, I'm going to end up with this or this, that, and whatever, and a lot of the stuff, the choices that we make, we end up laying in the choices that we made. It creates, so it's very detailed and it's very interesting. So, yeah.
All righty. Wow. Almost 10 o'clock. What you got coming up, girl?
Nothing until the school year is over.
So, no Mystic 4 this Monday night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was asking what you got coming up
Yeah,
on,
Mystic 4.
Mystic 4. And then
Mhm.
next Friday, see if maybe we'll have someone join the
Yeah.
Miss Tarot D. Just in the event that you are, you know, feeling good and you would love to maybe join Alice and I and talk about this, just know that the door is always open.
Yeah.
Anybody,
Absolutely.
watching on playback who catches this that would maybe like to join Allison and I and have a discussion. We don't mind a little panel just to have a talk about, certain things
Yes.
that matter to us.
One other thing that I'll comment on that, and maybe I should save it, but I'm just feel compelled to say this. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Something else that kind of goes with the little saying on Heather's plaque. Um, just because sometimes other people are traumatized by something that would not traumatize you, don't judge that. You don't know their level of sensitivity. You don't know them. You are not them. You don't know them in that way. So just because somebody went through something and it left them traumatized, but it wouldn't have traumatized you, you're not them. And I know that I've had a couple things in my life, and I consider myself quite, empathic and sympathetic and all that kind of stuff, but not always apparently. 'Cause
Psychic.
I've heard some things that some people have went through, and I'm like, God, why can't they let that go? That wasn't that big of a deal, or I don't say that, but your mind, or it's not, or
I
it's
did
not
that
that
before.
big of a deal, or
Yeah.
whatever. You don't know that. Because you don't know what the tools they came in with. You don't know their zodiac, their astrological chart. You don't know what their weaknesses is, what their strengths are, how big of an asshole their mother was, their father, whatever. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
And I was corrected. I was in a women's group and we were talking about past traumas with, sexual assault and abuse. And I said, well, I can't really say anything to you girls because and I started, putting down my experience because in my eyes, it wasn't severe as theirs. And one girl stepped right and said,
Doesn't matter.
She goes, exactly. She goes, what, even if you think your trauma was less than mine, it was still trauma to you. It
That's
still
right.
affected you. And so there's no hierarchy to
Right.
trauma and
Right.
how we react to it.
And
So
don't
that fits
belittle.
perfectly with that. Yes.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
what may be something where you can say, well, oh, that was nothing. She got off easy compared to what I did. No, she stopped me and said, no, reverse that. For you, that was traumatic. That's how that affected you. And this is how you're carrying it in your life. And don't put yourself down. It was, so yeah, we all have traumas and we are
Yep.
all affected differently by traumas.
Yep. Yep.
So that's a great topic. And Miss Tarot D said she would love to be a part of that, just not next week because she's got an extra treatment next Friday.
Okay.
So let us know, Miss D. And Allison and I will be happy to set a Friday aside for you for that, where we can head down, have that talk because I know Miss Tarot D has shared stuff with me and with some of the people that she works with, and there's a lot of discussion to be had about this type of trauma, and it's nice to start finally getting out and talking about it, and instead of putting a stigma on it. Yep, yep. I have to correct the cops all the time. Fine, it doesn't reach the level of criminality, but it's still a child's trauma. Yes, it is. So, and even into adulthood, as an adult, I was traumatized by my mother
And I want to
and
say
certain people.
right. And I want to say something else that's connected but not connected to all this because I'll just not say it. Something else. Please take this the right way, everybody. We have to remember, and actually, I suggest remembering, you don't have to do a damn thing. I suggest or considering accepting this thought. We chose to come in and have a life on this dark planet. We had a choice. all of us, from what I believe, we decided to come here and incarnate, unless you don't believe that. And if you don't believe that, that's fine. Again, I believe this. It was a choice. We do not have to come here. We also know, I believe, full well, the horrors that we can experience here. And on a soul level, and I'm not saying we signed up for anything specific. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't know. None of us know. I'm just here to be the devil's advocate or whatever, just to say, remember what I just said, right? And so why these things happen, I don't know. But you know, as a spirit, full well that horrible shit goes down on this planet.
Yeah.
And we decide to come in. Maybe we get awesome, amazing points for doing it later. I don't know.
Points.
But I'm just saying, to participate in the shit show that it can be, right? Like what Ms. Tarot D's referencing. We don't have the details, you know, and you know, things that Heather has shared. And I've had stuff that's happened to me. Again, we're not going to compare, but people that I love, a couple of the men that were in my life suffered horrifying things as children, a couple of them. Some of it I can't even speak on it. And I wouldn't. This shit happens when you incarnate here. And I do believe, I don't think we come in here blind. I don't. I really don't. But that doesn't mean we deserve any of it either, or anything like that. I just want to, as spiritual beings that we all, I would assume all of us claim to be, you gotta just consider that and remember that. This is not to be this is boot camp material. And we all come in here brave and ready to go for it, apparently. That's all I wanted to say.
And Miss Tarot D said, send me a message to my email. I'll send a video of a presentation that I did. And that's her email.
So. Okay, I'll watch it on the replay. Thank you, honey.
Yeah. And I'll talk to you a little bit backstage. So, but yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I do have to take medication for my nighttime.
Okay.
So everybody, thank you for joining Allyson and I tonight. Glad we could still see you.
Yeah, barely. Oh, I think it's okay. Yeah. And like I said, for the very beginning, it's going to be grainy. It was worse with the lights on. I just couldn't. I'm like, ugh.
We have Allyson brought the shadow side and I brought the light side.
Yeah, story of my life, right?
Or yeah, I was gonna say, hey, it's almost well, no, it's not the equinox. I was gonna say equinox, half light, half dark. Oh God, it's been a long day. Heather's being goofy. So everybody, thank you again for joining us, and for watching on playback. And Allyson and I will see you on one of our next shows. Have a good night, everybody, and have a great weekend too.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.